Hey, How I Met My Brother fans, it's Jeff Warchalik. Psych! It's your boy Jacob Cody, and yep, you guessed it, still no new intro. But, you just gotta be a little patient, you know? Just gotta bear with me. I'll get there. We'll get there, you know? Alright? Alright, have a good episode. This is How I Met My Brother. Welcome back to How I Met My Brother podcast. I am your host, Jacob Cody, and this is my slithery snake co-host, Jeff Warchalik. And not because he's a bad guy, but because he does a great snake impersonation. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. Yeah, I was just making some snake noises. I mean, you must have heard me. I thought you couldn't hear me, but I guess you could have. It's a good Monday. It's 49 degrees, which isn't bad. Partly cloudy, just kind of getting into sunset right now. So
yeah,
all is well.
And over to Colin with the traffic.
Good evening, guys.
No, yeah, it's not a bad Monday. I'll tell you what, though. I was telling you this a little bit before the pod, but I have, zero motivation today.
Yeah.
You ever have one of those days where you just, you sit down at your laptop or whatever you do for a job, and you don't want to be there? I mean, some people don't want to be there every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually am good. I'm usually, I'll set my alarm for 7:30. I'll get up. I'll make some coffee. I'll go check my email real quick. I'll just kind of ease into the day. And then by 8:30, I'm on my laptop doing stuff. Today, set my alarm for 7:30, snoozed it. Finally got up at 8:30.
Yeah.
Went right to my desk, started working. Didn't have any coffee. Although my mother did bring me a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. She invited me to go out to breakfast with her and my brother, but the grind never stops, so
Yep.
couldn't go. But she brought me by and dropped that off for me, so that was a good point of my day.
Thank you, Mrs. Cody.
Yeah.
Everybody has days like that, but I feel like today, for me, I just wasn't sharp. I wasn't mentally acute like I normally am.
You're very mentally and acute.
Yes, that's also true. I don't know. It felt. Thank you. Felt like everything I was doing was taking 3 times as long. I was trying to make a landing page today, and it took 3 hours when I should have taken an hour max.
That's
know what I mean?
That makes me so mad whenever when I'm at work and there's these reports that I have to do every week, and some weeks same thing. It'll take me 2 hours when it usually takes me 35-40 minutes, and I'm what is wrong? Cause I'll keep clicking something or I'll forget something. I'll have to go back, and that just to me just makes me so mad.
Yeah,
I
feel that big time. That was my day. I actually only made that one landing page and then answered questions the rest of the day. That's about it, really. Went through some advertising stuff, but nothing concrete, nothing good. Yeah,
the Monday after a holiday weekend is pretty lull anyway. Just kind of low key. So there wasn't much. I had some calls, but nobody really picked up.
I was proud that I did go to the gym today, though. I got up and I did that, and I got a lot of rest last night, so I was able to get to the gym. I actually had a great lift. It was after that where everything went downhill. But
all right, never get up early and work out because it leads to a bad day.
Man, I don't know about you, but I cannot work out anytime but the morning. If I don't work out in the morning, it's just not happening.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do it.
See, I'm kind of the opposite. Or maybe not the opposite, but I've worked out in the morning, and I feel after 20 minutes in the workout, then I'm good to go. But the first 20 minutes just suck when I go early in the morning.
I get that.
But if I go right after work, I used to go clockwork, certain days on the way home from work, I'd stop at the gym and go, and I was just ready to go, and then it would give me the energy to finish the day.
Yeah.
But I feel now working at home, Monday and Friday, after work, I'm yeah, no way am I going to the gym.
That's kind of how Jess feels too. But she usually still goes 3 or 4 times a week, for the most part.
You got to push through. Once you get there, it's fine. It's just kind of pushing yourself to get there.
The thing is, one, if I don't work out in the morning, it means I woke up way too late. So already my day's off to a bad start. And then say I do get out of work 5, 6 o'clock, whatever, and that's the last thing I want to do is go to work out. It's dark, especially now. It's dark. It's freezing. Just want to go home.
The winter. The winter does change everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you walk out of your work or let's say your house if you work from home at 5 p.m. and it's like pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing I'd rather do than just jump in my bed. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
even if I have to go do something, I'm like, no way. It's like, in my head, it's like, no, it's 11 p.m., get in bed.
Yeah.
Whereas in the summer, it's like 5 p.m., the sun is bright, it's beaming on you, and you're like, yo, let's go
play golf.
Yeah, I know. Although we are playing some golf today.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at or listening to, if you don't watch on YouTube, the next champions of the, what is it called? Bears Virtual Golf Tournament 22/23.
Yep. For the next 12 weeks, we will be competing weekly in a golf tournament in a TrackMan indoor studio suite. And it's a combined like stroke play type deal. I don't know exactly how the scoring works, but we're competing against other twosomes and looking to take the ship home.
And there's nothing that we do better than taking the ship home. Although we've never done it before.
That's why I was like,
But with Jeff's skill in driving the ball and my support mentally and emotionally there for him, we will win.
No, you're going to be carrying. I guarantee it.
I don't know about that. I've actually never played simulated golf before.
Oof, this is going to be tough.
I've done a driving range on a simulator before, but it only told you how far you drove. It didn't actually like show you where a ball landed. You know what I mean?
Really?
So it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for good old Jaco over here.
It's a completely different game. It's like, say you have a par 4, like a normal 450-yard par 4, something like that. And you drive the ball out, and then you have your approach shot. If it's like a longer iron shot, like 180, 200, it's normal. But once you get into like under 80 to 100 yards, that's where it gets tough. Just because the depth perception on the screen is so totally different.
I was going to say, you can't like actually look at it like you would a normal green, from like 20, 30 yards.
Green, I feel like. Yeah, green side is totally brutal. Thankfully, the putting is simulated on this, so we'll be okay there, because otherwise the putting is
I know,
the hardest part of the game.
Like, I was like, man, how do you even putt in a simulator? That must be like so tough. Yeah. You can't like read the green. Mm-hmm. It's a screen, Yeah,
no, exactly.
So
it's brutal. But Jess and I, Jess's dad and I, we did it for the past 2 years, and we finished in second and third. So I think you and I could put together a solid team, and we're actually playing against her dad and David in the
David
league.
Jr. and David Sr.
Yep.
David squared against JJ.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
This is actually the first team of many that we're gonna just join sporting events as a duo and see how many titles we can bring home in 2023.
Yeah, in the spring it's 2v2 basketball.
Yeah. That might be the opposite of golf, where I will carry.
You're the Pippin to my MJ.
Yeah. Oh man.
Not true.
No.
But yeah, and actually
I like the mentality though.
Yeah. And we just competed against one another in fantasy basketball this week, and I was
Came up a little bit short, and it was all because of my IQ. On that day, I saw my guy say game time decision, and I said, you know what? If he doesn't play, that could cost me the game. So I dropped him, added a new guy. New guy scored 15. The new guy scored 20, and the guy that I dropped didn't play, so 0. And I think, what did I win by, like 7?
9, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so
it was a nail biter.
That was the difference right there.
You know what also killed me, though? If I started, help me out with the names of the players, but if I started Monte Morris.
That's a good one, yeah. You're good.
Instead of JaVale Carter.
McGee? No, Javante Carter.
Javante Carter. Javante scored like it was like 11 points or something, and Monte scored like 30.
Yeah.
So if I started Monte, who was a game time decision, that's why I didn't start him, I would have won by like
tough.
10 points.
Basketball is tough because sometimes they don't even announce it until like they start the game, and like doesn't matter if the game starts like a game starts at 8, like the actual game where like they play doesn't really start till like 8:07. But on the app, once it hits 8, it's locked. So at 8, if they're like, oh, he's not playing, you can't switch because it locks it. So it's tough.
Yeah, it was brutal. They may have been one was like at 8 and one was at 10 p.m. I think. So that killed me.
Yeah.
It was, but you know what? Honestly, I'm super proud of myself. Because last year, I finished last place in the league.
You do. We talked about this on the pod, too.
Have we really?
You have more wins this year than you did last year, and it's only week 4.
Yeah, and we're rebuilt. Well, I think it's I'm 6-1, I think.
Are you?
Or 5-1. Yeah.
Maybe it's week 6.
I think it's 5-1. I think.
Yeah, I think I am too.
I
just have more I just have more points than everybody. That's why I'm in first place now.
Yeah, you're in first, and then I'm kind of also mad because I dropped down to third, even though I beat Jeff.
Yeah, it goes up. It goes in the regular standing. It goes off points, but once you get to the playoffs, it's head to head. Okay. So like if you guys are fighting for a playoff spot, which I feel like you guys are not going to be.
No, the 3 of us should be easily in the playoffs.
But if you are with him, because you beat him in that matchup, you would win.
So I'd be the 2 seed. Probably. How many times do we play each other?
There's only 8 teams, and you probably play each other at least twice. Some people just once, I think.
Okay. All right, so that's good. So the worst I could do is split. But of course, with him, but with you,
he's a high scorer. I don't know. You almost had me. It was. Dude,
I was really hoping for it.
It's all right, but you know what? Because in week whatever the playoff starts, I think 17 or 18. All my team will go get injured, and I'll make it to the finals or close to the finals and lose like I do every year, even though I dominate in the... I think my regular season record for the last 3 years is like 37-3. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous how many games I win in the regular season, and then I have not won a championship in this league yet.
That's tough.
Just in my other friends' leagues. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually really enjoying it, though. I like it more than fantasy football, to be honest with you. I'm really enjoying this season.
See, for all those people out there that are listening that are like, fantasy sports is dumb because it's like you're just pretending to manage a team. It gets you, first of all, it gets you more involved.
Yeah.
With, like for football, back in the day, I never liked fantasy football. I only liked fantasy basketball. And I've always loved basketball, but for football... It's not only made me love football more, but it also has, whenever I watch a game, no matter what game it is, I'm invested. Because one of my guys is playing. Exactly, usually. Sometimes on crappy games, I'm like, all right, nobody's playing. But, like a random matchup, let's say it's like the Colts and Commanders. I would never watch that game or care about it, but because I have scary Terry McLaurin out there giving me probably... 7 points or whatever. Yeah. But it gets me invested because if he scores a touchdown, I'm hyped. Yeah. Whereas normally I'd be like, who cares about this clown? You know?
No, I hear that. I'm hoping to start up my fantasy baseball league again in the spring, so you should join that. And anybody else?
I've done it before.
Can join it. Yeah, it's different.
It's like I think in your league I would do it. I've actually played this past year.
Yeah, you said that. I think, did I help you draft that team?
Yeah, you did help me draft, and I forgot a lot. The problem is, there's so many injuries, and, and I don't really know the depths of baseball as much as I know the depths of football. So, or basketball. So, I remember, one of my third basemen got hurt, right away, and I just didn't know who to pick up. So then I was like, whatever. So I just picked up random, and I actually without touching my roster, I finished third or fourth from last. So I didn't even finish that bad. I whenever I had a bunch of injuries, I'd go in there and change it, or one of the guys from the league would message me and they'd be like, "Bro, I need you to win this week." And so I would change my lineup and I'd win some games, but yeah. I don't watch any baseball.
Well, that's how I am. I would say that I definitely watch more basketball than you watch baseball. But still, I'm not I'm not a huge basketball nerd. I don't know all the rosters and everything.
With, yeah.
So, like, I think you could do fine. And then if you don't know who to pick up, all you do is look at the projected and what they've done, and it's like basketball. It's the same deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I go off my own knowledge from basketball.
I'm just saying.
I look at matchups.
I know what you. I know. You're.
I get it though. Yeah.
That's how I do basketball.
Yeah. But anyways, I do have a question related to this topic.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think, in anything, not just sports, but like work, relationships, anything, how much do you think like mentality goes into success in anything?
It's everything. It's everything.
I'm glad you think that.
It's like 90%.
Yes.
If you have the right mentality, you can do anything.
Yeah. See, that's my... I just think... I just, like, talk to people. Whether it's at my job or... maybe not so much at this job as much as my last one.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, people would just... I just didn't understand. Like, they'd be like, oh, well, I didn't have this and I didn't have that. That's why...
Those are excuses.
That's why I'm not friends with this... and I'm just like, bro, like... Even if, like, you got absolutely, like, just screwed out of something, like, just take responsibility and, like, get a good mentality. You know what I mean? If you can keep... Why do you think Kobe Bryant... This back to sports.
I love
But why do you think Kobe Bryant won so many titles? The dude... I mean, he was always a great talent. But it's because he just had this mentality that brought it... Like, there's very few players who have won 5 NBA championships as the best player on their team. I mean, for 3 of them, he had Shaq, but like arguably, like he was still in at least 2 of those. You could argue that he was the best player on the team.
Much of the time, Kobe was not the most naturally talented player on the floor either.
No,
he would outwork everyone.
You saw that documentary, right?
Yeah, the Redeem Team.
Yeah, Redeem Team.
It was unbelievable. I've always been a Kobe fan just because of like how he is and listening to his interviews and his mentality, but watching that, it was just, the guy is so next level, and he's willing to, like with Paul Gasol.
Yeah, when he just ran through him.
Yeah, so
yeah.
It's just the mentality that guy had, and what winners have is just, it's different. It's one that they won't be stopped, and they'll do anything to win, and they're going to outwork everyone.
And I think that mentality, and I know you don't really like this guy, but I was listening to a podcast with Andrew Tate, and he said on there, he thinks that the universe, because I don't know, he doesn't really know what he believes, but
he's like a more like, is he spiritual or religious or anything?
He's a little bit. Maybe he believes that there's like a greater being, but he doesn't, well, whatever. But he said the universe is very giving. And if you just work hard and do what you need to do that's right, it'll give you what... He's like, sometimes, obviously, it's not right away, or it's not, like, what you think it is all the time. But, like, he's like, every successful person that you talk to, like, they did what they had to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't like... He's like, you're never successful by mistake.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And he's like, even the people who win the lottery, who basically were by mistake, like, where are they now? They don't have any money. They spend it all, because they didn't. So it's all about mentality, yo. You just gotta go for it. You can't get there by mistake.
What brought up this question?
Because I've been thinking myself in my own life. I just think sometimes I make excuses.
Yeah.
And not all the time. I'm more of a good mentality type of guy. Especially when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
But in my own life and my career and everything, like sometimes I'll make excuses, and I'm like, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, man, like after I listened to that, I was like, man, I just gotta have a better mentality on this. You know what I mean? If I just keep putting the work in, like good things will happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's part work, and then it's part having like a true belief that you can do it, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, and just not like, even if like I was thinking about it a lot. Even when like everything, like you could do everything right and everything wrong still happens. Like even in those situations, you just have to own up and like take like accountability and just keep going. Because the moment you stop or say, "Oh, I didn't have any, like this wasn't even my fault," that's when you start to lose.
Exactly. Yes.
So, and that's and I was thinking about that, but and like a sports aspect, I was also thinking like, man, like imagine if these specific players, or like even in like the music industry, like imagine if these people like had the mentality of this person, like how successful they'd be.
Yeah.
Like think about Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drake, like not maybe people don't like him,
Mm-hmm.
but like the dude's been putting out like top 10 billboards since we were in middle school, and he's still doing it today.
It's
like
insane.
that's 15 to 20 years of like domination.
Mm-hmm.
And you listen. I was listening to another podcast with Lil Yachty,
Nice.
and and he was saying like he's like, oh man, like Drake, like he's like the GOAT, like
Yeah.
he like just keeps working, like he never he enjoys, but his mentality is like, you know, you just can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, what if like these great musicians that like put out one good album like had that mentality? Like they probably just got successful and were like, yeah, whatever,
And got complacent.
yeah,
And then didn't keep working at whatever they were doing. It's like I've been watching the new Kardashian series. And I've gained a lot of respect for them, actually, especially Kim. Kim is an absolute workhorse.
yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, keep going.
No, just that's about it. It's looking just sometimes you take it for granted. Like when you look at celebrities like Drake, like Kim Kardashian, like Taylor Swift, and then like great athletes, they had it handed to them. It's easy for them because they did, one great thing. And so everything else they get more attention, but it really comes down to their consistency and really trying to be the best of what they do.
Yeah. I like to go back to what I was saying as well, like imagine if these like people that we loved had that.
Yeah.
Like when Kevin Durant was in OKC and in my heart, if he had that Mamba mentality, bro,
yeah,
we'd be 3-time champs. Because that dude could be the best player in the world every day. And he's actually playing really well right now, which is like he is one of the best players in the world still. But I just think the mentality, you see people fall short because of what they,
the limits they set on themselves.
Yeah,
and then having a victim's mentality.
Yeah, and even the people I have in my life, like people I know, like people who are not doing so hot are the ones that are always like, oh well, this bill came in and this person did this to me, and
that's
like,
why
right.
I couldn't do this.
Yeah, and to me it's just like, man, like honestly, like bad things happen to everybody.
It's true.
Maybe worse things happen to you and worser things happen to him, but like bad things happen to everybody. So like just play the cards you have. Poker, baby. Man, I love gambling.
Yep. I've been it's funny you bring this up. I've been kind of applying similar thoughts to my own life with not feeling, and like you said, I've always had a good mindset, I think, for the most part, but there are times when something bad would happen and I would really get like way too down about it, instead of just like getting right back up and getting back to work and realizing that this kind of thing happens to everyone.
Yeah, and it's not to say that like they're not invalid feelings, like when you're down about stuff, like things happen, and I think like it's okay to be like sad or mad, but I think like if you dwell on those feelings, then you just become more of a loser.
Yeah.
Not like but you lose more is what I'm trying to say. So like, why not? It's like one of those things, and it's like the dumb picture of like the guy who's like mining with a pickaxe. Hardship, and then he stops, and then you see there's like a sliver of dirt, and it's like diamonds. It's like you stop too soon. You just got to keep going.
Or the one with the rabbit digging for the carrot. The same deal. He finds a little carrot, and then he's disappointed that if he kept going, he would have found the big carrot. And that's what you hear a lot of time with, like, I listen to Gary Vee a little bit here and there. And
sometimes I can do a good impersonation of him. I gotta hear him and then do it, but he's got a very distinct voice.
Jess thinks that Gary Vee and Giulio Gallerati sound exactly alike. She's like,
they have that some sort of raspiness that is similar
and kind of like high pitched.
Yeah, but not that close. But
No, but I could see if my eyes were closed or if I were listening to something and I didn't know who was talking, I could kind of see it.
Yeah.
But Gary talks a lot of time about the person who, like you said, stopped right before they were about to hit where they wanted to be. Like, say, like a YouTube creator like Mr. Beast, which we listened to a podcast of recently on the Full Send.
Mr. Beast!
And he talked about, I think it was him, but one of them talked about how imagine where they would be if after their first 100 videos didn't hit, if they just stopped. Yeah. Like, they would be, just a normal person working a job they probably hate, and they wouldn't have anything to do with YouTube or all the great things they've gotten from that, And
that's why we're going to go for 200 podcast,
Yeah.
On here. And we're still not giving up.
200 total?
2,000, what? Oh.
We're never stopping.
No,
I don't see a reason to stop.
But yeah, I think it's Winston Churchill who said, if you are in hell... Like, if your life is in hell, why would you stop there?
Yeah, and stay in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that before, too.
So, I could have just butchered that, whoever said it. It could have been, like, someone not as famous.
I feel like a lot of people have said that. So, you've probably heard the quote from multiple people, or someone has from someone else, So, that's a pretty common one.
But, this podcast is brought to you by Dr. Phil, I guess. Bringing in all these problems, but it's good stuff.
Good thoughts there. Good thoughts.
Yeah.
I truly believe that almost anyone could do almost anything if they put their mind to it, and truly believe and put in the real work that they have to.
Yeah. Rejection and failure leads to success. I think that's what every successful person has found. You always go off of, like, the Walt Disney World, like, the dude got turned down by, like, all these banks, and then created one of the largest companies and most successful companies in the world.
Yeah.
So imagine if he stopped there. Imagine he got turned down and he was like, nah. Then we wouldn't have Mickey Mouse.
And what a world.
And then off of that, we wouldn't have Mick Mouse.
That's true.
And you can't live in a world without Mick Mouse.
Mick Mouse is my favorite.
He'll come on here one day.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, you should do an interview with Mick Mouse one day.
We could make that happen.
I'll give him a call. I'll talk to his agent. He's kind of a busy mouse these days.
Busy mouse. He's doing a world tour, world stand-up tour.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
No, he kind of just goes into people's houses, digs holes, and leaves.
Digs holes. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of his world tour, but anyways.
I'm still waiting for the Mick Mouse TikTok account.
I think he's gonna build it one day. He's telling me that's on his to-do list. He's a good guy, or mouse.
He's a good mouse.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, good stuff. I like that. That was good. Do you have anything to add to that?
Do you ever have you ever been in a conversation like this, or you're going through these different points that you have in your head about a topic, and then you just totally blank?
That's my life.
Like in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah.
But when you were talking, I had this thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna say this next, and then I was going to say it, and I wasn't gonna say it yet, but you were talking, and I was like, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
That happens 95% of the time because I'm so locked in on what you're saying.
Well, that's the thing, because you start listening. That's what I did. I started listening in depth to what you were saying, and then when I was about to, when you were about to conclude, I was thinking I gotta think of what I was gonna say, and then it just poof.
I hear that completely.
Gone in the wind. No, I don't have anything else on that, but I do have a question for you.
Okay.
I was thinking about this the other day. If a magical genie lamp landed in your backyard one day.
This is just so different.
Like a meteor.
Okay, alright. The magical genie landed in my backyard.
No, lamp.
Oh, lamp.
And
magical genie lamp landed in my backyard.
So the first part of this question is you go to grab it, and there's instructions on it, and it says you can rub this lamp and a genie will come out,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a 50-50 chance that it's like a bad luck genie. Do you rub it?
Bad luck genie. What is that? I've never heard of.
You've never heard of a bad luck genie? No, like instead of like granting you wishes, it just gives you like bad luck.
What kind of bad luck? Like I die, or like people around me die, or like I drop my donut in the morning?
No, so
not that I eat donuts in the morning.
Yeah, donuts actually.
That's you.
No, but I'll switch it up. So let's say you do it, but then you don't know. You don't know if it's a good or bad luck genie. Mm-hmm. But let's say your first wish was like, oh man, I wish I got a promotion at my job.
Yep.
And the good luck genie would give you the promotion, but the bad luck genie would give you the promotion, but you got the promotion because the guy in that job got shot.
I mean, the guy getting shot isn't really my problem. I got the promotion.
But then you could feel bad because it's your fault.
Well, it's not really my fault. You could make the argument that he was going to get shot anyway.
No. There's no. It's only because of the genie.
Okay. All right.
So but that's the risk you take. Would you rub the lamp and take your 3 wishes?
Will anyone that I like die?
It could.
Okay. You know, that's tough. 50% is kind of high. Because like 20% maybe.
Yeah. Well, because one of the things I think of is like, man, like, what if I wished for like, I wish I had $200 billion, mm-hmm. and then like the way that I got it was like a life insurance policy on like my parents. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the bad luck genie. You don't know.
It's not worth it.
You're gonna get what you wish for, but it could take away something else. So you think 50% is too high?
Yeah, I'm not taking up the bad luck genie on his offer on that one.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't think so.
No.
What
would the percentage have to be?
80-20.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I would say that's about right. I don't know. That's even still pretty steep though. Like we're talking about loved ones passing away.
But I think if I did do it and it was 80-20, I would just keep my wishes small. So that the only thing that could bad happen is something small. Mm. You know, like you said, like, oh man, I wish I had a donut right now. Mm. Maybe that donut caused someone to be like late to work. Mm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That would be fine. I could live with that.
Yeah. So let's say it's the good luck genie.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
The good luck genie.
The good luck genie. What would your 3 wishes be?
The first one would be money.
How much?
I mean, as much as he'll give me. $500 billion? I don't know.
Yeah, but like, I feel like at what point, like, would that cause you issues? Because let's say you wish for that and mm-hmm. you just had $500 billion in your bank account. Mm-hmm. When people start to like come at you?
Well,
like people trying to like steal your money and rob you and kill you and stuff.
Here's the thing: you have to keep it quiet. Like Jess and I have talked about this actually. Like because sometimes I'll go off in a fairyland and say, "Hey, what would you do if we won the $2 billion Powerball?"
Well, you ever seen the guy who goes to the Powerball with like the horse mask on?
No.
He went to the Powerball to he won. He was one of the. I think it was only like 500 mil, mm-hmm. maybe like 300, but he went to like go claim his ticket and his money, and he had like that horse mask on, because he didn't want anybody to know.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, that's funny.
You can't tell anyone.
But like people will start like, because what are you gonna do? Just not spend any of it?
Well, you move. Oh,
yeah,
you move somewhere.
But let's say you moved and then you just started making like let's say it was 500 billion, and you mm-hmm. were like, man, I feel like buying this company mm-hmm. just because I want it, mm-hmm. and you bought that company. People are gonna say like, oh, how did this guy have this money? And then you're done.
Well, if I had $500
or would you keep it low key?
No, I would probably ball out. But I would, with that kind of money, you can hire security, private security, and you can...
That's true.
You know, you'd be fine. I would still try to keep it quiet, but I would make some rather large purchases.
All right.
I don't know. Money would be the first thing.
All right, so that's your first wish.
But then, like, you have to do some altruistic things, I suppose, and wish for good health and safety for, I don't know, everyone. Like, I
You have to give me a specific wish. You can't just
Okay.
say, I don't know, just hell. Which one is gone? You got 500 bill. All right, next.
I would wish for all of my family to be, and my friends, everyone to be healthy for the rest of our lives.
All right, so 500 billion, family and loved ones and friends healthy for the rest of their lives.
Then you probably have to, I don't know. There's so many things you could do. Like, you could pick world hunger to tackle. You could tackle homelessness, human trafficking. So which of those?
But you
issues
could do that with 500 bill as well.
True. That's a good point. You could do that, or you could buy some Lambos.
Why fight world hunger when there's a few Lambos out there that Jeff wants?
I don't know. So anything. Like, I could say, I wish for all human trafficking to be gone and for the children to be safe.
Yeah.
It would probably
That's your third one?
be that one. Yeah.
All right.
I suppose. I don't know.
That's a good one.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. I would also want...
Very noble.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. Well, I also... my first wish was $500 billion, so it's not that noble.
True.
What are your wishes? I could... And there's so many. So I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't take the money. Maybe I would try to.
I think you were like too realistic.
Okay. What are you?
Because this is a genie, bro. You can do whatever you want.
Anything I want.
Yeah. So like, I think
Let's hear yours.
I think my first wish would be to have powers like Superman.
That's so not where I went. This is what I talk about.
That's what I'm saying.
When I'm saying I cannot think outside the box.
Yeah. You're like, oh, money. Whereas, like, I could just be Superman, and who's going to stop me?
I'd rather have the money, to be honest.
I could just go to a bank and steal all their money.
Yeah, but...
Because who's going to stop me?
But you don't want to get your money from dirty places.
Why not? No, it's not. It's a very clean bank.
They followed all the COVID
here's the thing.
protocol.
This is what I would do is, I'm Superman now, and you just got 500 billion. What stops me from going robbing your security guy? He can't kill me. I kill him.
Why would you do that to me? I'm your friend.
Let's steal half your money. You can have the rest.
Why would you do that to
But
me?
I'm just saying that's how I got my money. So Superman.
Okay.
And the only reason I picked Superman is there's other superheroes I like better, but Superman is basically like unkillable.
Yeah.
Unless you spent your 500 bill to come up with a synthesized kryptonite to take me down. Maybe you are my Lex Luthor. Anyway.
That might cost more than 500 billion.
Yeah, it could. But you could, yeah. I don't know. Second, I would probably... Well, see, the Superman thing also takes care of a lot of things, because I can fly at super speeds. So I can go to anywhere in the world I want in seconds. Boom, I'm there. So, because my second wish would be, like, free travel. But, like, if I'm Superman, I can just be there. So that's like a twofer right there.
But can you bring your family with you? Just like that? You are Superman.
I just bring one at a time. Or they get in, like, a freaking... I don't know, like a container and strap in and just pick up the container and fly it there. Put it down.
True.
So, I'm Superman. So, that'd be my first wish. My second wish would probably be something, like you said, probably like food for everybody. Always.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats. Everybody eats everywhere. Because like, you know, even when you're Superman, you can't be everywhere all at once.
It's true.
You know? So, probably that. And then third, probably something like silly. Like, every time, anybody that I don't like, every time they sneeze, they pee their pants or something like that. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's not where I would put my wish, but...
Yeah. Because, again, I'm Superman. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
The only problem with Superman is, like, if somebody does want to take you down, they're going after your loved ones. But, like, at the same time, like, realistically, if someone goes for my loved ones, like, I'm going to destroy them.
It's true. So you would think that they would learn not to mess with Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
So, nothing all that great for the world in yours, huh?
Yeah, I fed the world. Everybody eats.
You ended world hunger. True. Yeah, nice. That's not bad.
Yeah, I ended world hunger, and I'll probably fight some crime. I'm Superman.
That's true. So you would use your superpower for the good of the world.
Yeah. And then take some money here and there. I gotta provide for the fam.
Yeah. No, that's true. But still, your hands would be dirty with how you get your money. Why wouldn't you wish for $1 trillion?
How would you... No, my hands wouldn't be dirty.
Because you're stealing the money. They would be.
See, I could steal, or I could just join, like, strong men competitions and win them. Or I could start a YouTube channel.
True. That would be easy money.
Yeah. Like, watch me, like, pick up the Taj Mahal. Sounds like a Mr. Beast video.
I know. I could make the thumbnail for that one pretty easily.
Oh, man. Yeah, anyways, those are my 3 wishes. And so maybe one day, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to think about these over the course of the next week, and then I'll get back to you with an updated list.
All right, cool.
So I would want to also fight disease. I would want to, like, end disease and things like that. And
yeah,
I don't know.
That's true.
Like heart disease
but
and cancer and whatnot.
Like, let's say, like, you could, instead of just, like, wishing disease away, would you, like, wish for, like, a really smart brain that you could figure it out? Or would you just, like, vanish it?
No, you hit the nail on the head. That would be much more fun.
Yeah.
I would wish for the ability to be able to cure all the diseases. Because what is the, rise to fame without the climb there? You know what I mean?
Well, how would anybody know it was you anyway if you just wished them away?
It's true. I would... And
like, you could go on TV and be like, it was me! And everyone would be like, me. What? And then I'd swoop in and pick you up and throw you.
Throw me in the gulag or something?
Yeah. You'd be in the gulag.
Yeah. I don't know. Because it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
I
like that.
So, let me ask you this. Another out of left field question. This is really a mixed bag on this episode here.
Yeah, it is a mixed bag.
So,
we went from a... Sorry.
No, continue.
No.
I'm getting right into it.
All right. So okay. I was going to say, we literally went from, like a Gary Vee podcast to, like, just 2 random 12-year-olds talking about what we wish for.
I know. So, here's a question. Has there been a big change in your life that you almost had that didn't happen, that you can think of? Was there something, you were about to do something, make a big jump, a big leap, whether it be in your career, where you were living, going to a certain school, things like that, that you almost did, and then you didn't do, that changed your life? Or if you did that thing, you would be in a completely different trajectory right now that you would care to share with the pod.
Yeah. You know what? One comes to mind.
Okay.
And I think I mentioned this before, but maybe I was just... Sometimes I get confused if I mention it to you only or on the pod.
Yeah.
But when I was a junior in high school... college. Junior at Liberty University. I applied for the Disney internship program.
Yes. This was not told on the pod.
Okay, cool. So I applied for the Disney internship program, and only, I think the when you apply, like, the numbers show up, it's like only 1 out of, like, 10,000 make it, because there's so many applicants. You know, so many applicants. And so I applied for that. I got granted, like, the first interview. Then you go through, and it's like a long process. Like, you do, like, a video interview. Well, really, you record a video on their website, and then it submits. And if you make it past that, then you, like, get another one. It's like 3 rounds. All right. So then I got to the 3rd round.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
they were talking to me on the phone, and they're like, oh, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, what's your experience in this? What's your this? And, like, what's your idea on this? And they ask you, like, all these creative questions, too. Like, oh, what would you do to, like, make one of the parks better? Or something like that if you've been there. And I gave them my ideas. And and talked, and that's actually how they built Star Wars World. It's weird.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
And I got no credit.
Just kidding. But so I got through that, and then got the email that I got accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Accepted. They gave me. I had what my. I guess this sounds like more military, but it was like my orders, like what I was going to do, what like dorm I was in.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, everything. And so I was in Animal Kingdom, and I was in like the culinary. So I was like, I was in one of like the restaurants, basically doing like, and like you just do that for part time to like work in the park, and then you go through their like class, and their class, if you have that on your resume, is like one of the best marketing things you can ever have. And my degree was in marketing, so marketing, sales, anything like that. It's like one of the best things you can put on your resume to get hired right out of college. So I had the acceptance. All I had to do was click the drop down box and hit yes, and then hit submit. And I was like thinking about it. That week I had just got offered this leadership position in my college for the next year, for my senior year, when I was going to be in Disney for a semester. And so that I was like, oh, I don't know, like I've always wanted to be on leadership in this, and then it was like going to be my last semester of college. Yeah. So it was like, my friends, am I going to see them? Blah, blah, blah. I had a girlfriend at the time that was there, and we were graduating at the same time. I was like, oh, I won't be able to graduate with her, all this stuff. But I like struggled. I was like, man, like what am I going to do? This is a great opportunity. This could get me a job right at Disney right out the gate, or somewhere else, because like I looked it up, like literally, like I could have gotten any intern or starting job at a marketing company or any company in marketing because of this like internship. Yeah. And I ultimately decided not to. And I don't necessarily regret it. Yeah. You know, like things in my life went all right, and you know I have a decent job now, and you know I'm living up here with the boys. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. But I look back and I'm like, man, what would my life look like right now if I did that? Because I would have spent that semester in Florida. I probably would have had a fantastic time. Probably would have met a bunch of new people, fun people that love Disney, love to, you know, just do fun stuff. So I would have done that. I probably would have had my like parents down there and to come visit, and then we would have went to Disney together. Memories. Yeah. And then maybe I work there, maybe I work somewhere else, but I probably wouldn't be back up in Connecticut. So I don't think we'd have this pod right now if I did that.
I think that's definitely true.
Because I don't think I would have moved back up here. No. I think I would have stayed.
No, I don't think you would have either. And that's one of my questions, and you kind of answered it, but today, where do you think you would be if you had done that? At 27 right now, what do you think you'd be doing, and where would you be if you did end up going that route?
I think it depends on a few things, but
for sure, there's tons of variables.
But I think, in all honesty, I feel like I'd be like higher up in Disney. Because I think I would have stayed.
You think so?
I would have done a full-time job, and then I would have just tried to work my way up, and not like to work in the park, but like work in like corporate.
Yeah, obviously.
And like stayed in Florida and just met, like hung out with people down there and stuff like that. That's where I think I'd be, which would be wicked cool. Yeah. But
who knows?
Who knows? You know?
Who knows? You know, there's just so many different factors that play into that. It could have been better, or it could have been worse, and that's why it's tough to look at the past like that and you know, play the game of where would I be now. But I think it was a good decision. So you said that you don't think you regret it. Do you still, like, if you, knowing now what you know, if you know exactly how this is right now, you still don't know the other side of it, would you tell yourself to accept that?
I think I would. Yeah. Like I said, I don't necessarily regret it, but I think the biggest reason I stayed at college was the girl I was dating. Okay. And I'm not going to like name her or anything, but like we broke up a couple years, like a year or two later. So I think that was like the main reason, because like the leadership position would have been cool, and like my friends, like seeing my friends would have been cool, but like it was just a couple months extra with them. Like I already spent 3.5 years with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like I'd say the majority of it was, and like I didn't really meet anybody like that's a lifelong friend. My second semester, senior year, like I met them all the first semester.
Mm-hmm.
So although I wouldn't have had the same time with them, I would have, I would have still had them as friends. So it's not like anyone I lose doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see where I'd be at, you know.
It's always fun, like I said, to play that game and think about what could have been, but things do happen for a reason, and we all make decisions for a reason too.
Yeah, I could be just chilling right now on Disney's boardwalk with my pal Goofy, chilling with my wife Ariel and Jasmine. I married both of them.
Yeah. In this life, polygamy is okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had to marry a Disney princess, who would you marry?
That's a good question. I don't know all the Disney princesses. Ariel's the blonde one, is that right?
No, she's the redhead.
Oh, Snow White is the blonde one.
No. She's the short black hair. Cinderella?
Oh, Cinderella's the blonde one. Who's the good-looking brunette princess?
Good-looking brunette. Oh, jeez. I don't know.
Maybe I'm not thinking of the right one. I don't know. Princess Fiona as an ogre is probably my answer.
Yeah.
I don't know the princesses well enough to answer this question. What would your answer be?
That was like a big question in college. I switch a lot, but I think right now it'd probably be Jasmine.
And which one is... Oh, she's Aladdin's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, low-key a baddie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see her in the parks every time I go down.
Yeah, she called... I took a picture with her. I have it. I'll have to send it to you for the pod.
Yeah, no,
but she... and you know what's funny is she called me Sultan.
Oh, did she?
She called me Sultan, and if you don't know what that is, her father was a sultan, so she really just called me daddy.
I was gonna say that.
Just saying. You know, and... Like, I was in line, it was like me and a bunch of 7-year-old girls, and she smiled, she came over, she leaned on me and like smiled, and I like put my arm around her, and I was like, and one of the poses I like did like my crossed arms, and she was like, oh, my Sultan, and I was like, yo, what's up, girl? I was like, you get off soon? I don't know. I hang out?
Jasmine called me daddy, that's the name of the pod right there. Episode 23. Brought to you by Walt Disney World.
Yeah,
rest in peace, Walt.
Right after that, I bought a magic carpet and showed her the whole new world of Connecticut.
All right, I think that's a good place to stop here.
Yeah, that's mine though.
All right, I think we can get to mine next week. We're running short on time here.
All right, yeah, that sounds good. That's good.
All right.
Cool. Well, follow us. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, How I Met My Brother Pod. Give us a like, subscribe, or reminders, or whatever it is on Spotify and Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a subscription on YouTube. Watch us on there. Look for our shorts. They're funny. Jeff puts those together. They're well done.
They're kind of funny.
They're good. We like them.
There was a good one out today where you got a comment.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah. So check those out, and we'll see you next week.